Coming up, like many of you, we love the flavors of Louisiana. Southern food may have a bad rep for being unhealthy and heavy, but not here. Enjoy many of your Sugar State favorites with less sugar and plenty of flavor at this new restaurant.
Can fall off while you're working out.
Many people wear watches and jewelry as a part of their lifestyle. But much like your body, they need care too. Stay with us to learn how to tend to your valuables. Plus, mobility solutions for those who need it and what to know about major back injuries.
Hello, and welcome to SoFlo Health. I'm Hunter Frankie, and we're in my hometown of Weston. This is the Weston Town Center, and here on SoFlo Health, we have you out eating well, working out, and definitely sweating from time to time, even if it's just out in the South Florida sun. Something we don't talk about a lot is what you're wearing. Hopefully you're wearing gym clothes to the gym, work clothes to work, but there's one area that kind of has some crossover, which is your accessories. Whether it's rings, necklaces, or watches, a lot of people just kind of put them on in the morning and live the rest of their day and then take them off at night, which is all right, I guess, but I see some people in the gym working out with fine jewelry and watches on, and I think to myself, is that okay? Maybe it is. Well, I'm here at Weston Jewelers to find out if that is okay, and if it isn't, what we can do about it. So let's go meet Ed. Ed, good to see you.
Good to see you, Hunter. How are you?
I'm great. We've got a question for you. You know, a lot of our viewers, they work out, but they also own jewelry or they've got wedding rings, watches. Should they work out while wearing those?
That's a big no-no for sure, yes.
What happens?
For example, if you're wearing a diamond eternity band, if you're wearing a diamond eternity band and you're using dumbbells, and you do one of these with the dumbbells, you're crushing all those stones that are on the bottom of the ring and just messing things up. So what I recommend is take all your jewelry off when you are at the gym.
If something like that does happen, can we take care of it? Can you fix it?
Absolutely. We have a whole shop, and you know, here at Weston Jewelers, we do everything in-house for that.
Excellent. Can you show us how some of that works?
Absolutely. Let me show you.
Great. Come on. All right, Ed, so what do you have?
So this is the Cartier Balloon Blue. This is actually in rose gold. The reason why I'm showing you this watch, this particular model, is because it's a quartz model. So that means it's battery operated. And usually battery lasts about 3 to 5 years in a watch, depending on the actual movement of the watch. Some drain more, some drain less power from the battery. And what we do is when somebody brings it in for service, we'll go ahead and replace the battery. At the same time, we'll just make sure all the connectors, everything else is cleaned and working in the standards that a Cartier, for example, would want. We're a Cartier official service center as well. Of course, you're going to wear it. Of course, it's going to get scratched. Beautiful thing about this, it's being gold, it's pretty easy to polish out. And I recommend usually polish a watch like this every about 5 years.
And don't wear it in the gym.
Don't wear it to the gym.
How does sweat affect fine jewelry?
You know, so sweat really doesn't affect it. This is a metal, so it's not going to affect, especially gold. Gold doesn't rust or anything happens to it. You know, especially stainless steel. With the stainless steels that are being used in watch production, that's not going to rust either.
But also wear and enjoy your jewelry. Just because it's hot outside and you're worried about sweat, it's not going to harm it.
Exactly, not at all.
Yes, and also keep good care of it and watch after it. Don't just stick it in a locker because a lot of other people may have their eyes on it as well.
Exactly, exactly.
Okay, great. Well, that's all about watches here at Weston Jewelers. We'll be back and talk about how to take care of your other jewelry and maybe your pearls, your necklaces, and things like that. So keep watching, and we'll see you right back here. Some regions of the world or country have a reputation for being healthier than others. And then the other regions have less of that reputation. In fact, they get a bad rap for being unhealthy, buttery, fatty, sugary, and specifically the South often has that reputation. But here at South Bar and Kitchen, they feed you all the soul food you love, but with options to be healthy as well. So let's go meet Chef Kelly in the kitchen, find out more. So back with the chef in the kitchen. Chef, what are you working on back here?
Right now I'm working on our market vegetable plate. It's a vegetable medley. It's a composed dish that we like to have as many options on the menu as we can to accommodate vegans, vegetarians, people who are, opposed to meat. I definitely think that Southern food generally is very much associated in being meat heavy, and we want to kind of break through that preconception so that there's enough of everything else here so that everybody can come and enjoy.
What kind of flavors are you working with?
So right now we got sweet potatoes. It's a sweet potato mash, very simple. A little bit of roasted garlic, a little bit of cinnamon, a touch of brown sugar, and then you can't have a Southern restaurant without collard greens. Braised collard greens, a little bit of caramelized onion, roasted zucchini. We roast it whole, but just keeping it light and fresh, A little bit of lemon. Like to keep it a nice whole piece because it's just, I feel like if I made a plate of vegetables, it could all just turn to mush and just be stirred up. But now it gives them the experience of having something to really cut and bite into.
Yeah.
I want them to feel like they're being handled with an equal amount of care as I would for somebody who's ordering any other dish on the menu. I feel like sometimes you go to a place and people are just throwing a bunch of veg on the plate, but in the tune of Southern hospitality, I'd like everybody to leave here feeling like we tried to do something nice for them, make them feel like they're at home and this is their home,
Love that.
A little bit of salt, you gotta get fancy on it. A little bit of micro watercress, call it a day.
Come right back for more of South Bar and Kitchen's healthier options, and the experts have your back when it comes to spine surgery when SoFlo Health returns.
Focusing on you from your team of experts at Sylvester Comprehensive Cancer Center, South Florida's only National Cancer Institute designated cancer center.
When Daryl Brown first battled prostate cancer, he thought about his father.
I was about 35 when my dad was diagnosed with prostate cancer.
Since then, Daryl has closely monitored his PSA levels. He met with Dr. Brandon Mahal, a radiation oncologist at Sylvester Comprehensive Cancer Center, when his PSA screening detected a recurrence.
When prostate cancer is caught early with screening, most of the time, 95% of the time, the cancers can be cured.
That's why men above 40 years of age and considered high risk need to get their annual prostate cancer screening. That's exactly what Daryl did.
1 in 9 men develop prostate cancer, but men with African ancestry develop prostate cancer at a clip of 1 in 6.
Here at Sylvester, Daryl was treated using the latest technology to pinpoint the exact location of his prostate cancer. Dr. Mahal used high doses of targeted radiation therapy to kill the cancer with little to no side effects. Daryl is enjoying time with his dad. Both share a life-saving message.
It's very important to monitor your prostate, to know your family history, to not be afraid of the treatment, because some men may feel that it takes away part of their manhood. I didn't have that experience, and I'm continuing to look forward to life.
Welcome back to SoFlo Health. I'm Hunter Frankie, and we've been enjoying the flavors of Louisiana at South Bar and Kitchen. Earlier, Chef Kelly made a vegan dish with some soul food staples. Let's discover what else he has in store.
From the kitchen to the table, I'm here with Chef Kelly. If he looks familiar to you while he was in the kitchen, you're thinking, why have I seen him before? Well, if you've been watching SoFlo Health, you have over at Yacht. Kelly, good to see you.
Good to see you too, man.
So tell me, what is South?
So South is a new concept we opened about 3 months ago. Southern focused, obviously in the name, but with a more acute focus on Louisiana-style Cajun cuisine, exploring that in many different facets. You have smoked meats, spice, heat, but I'd like to disprove the myth that all Southern food has to be heavy and it involves taking a nap afterwards.
Yeah, that's kind of the stereotype. It's butter heavy. Even the healthy stuff is going to be covered in some sort of fat or sugar to make it taste better. But you've been able to achieve healthy and tasty.
100%. I mean, I want there to be light fare, but there's always going to still be your heavier southern items are going to make appearances. We love smoking meat. We do a smoked beef carpaccio, smoked baby back ribs. We have also traditional staples, deviled eggs, but we lightly pickle the egg, brightens it up a bit. And one thing I would say that's a little less on the healthy side, but one of my favorite things is we top it with chicken crackling, which essentially is like, you know, like chicharron, but from chicken skin. It adds a nice texture.
Yeah, and here on SoFlo Health, we don't worry about having to eat healthy all of the time. If you're doing it most of the time, that's great.
Those, what we do is I'll roast the beets, puree them, and then I'll make a light pickling liquid with the beet juice, and then we soak them for about 2 hours. So you have, like, you know, the fatty spiciness of the yolk filling, and, you know, things that are sour or sweet usually work well, contrasting things that are spicy or fatty.
I am not normally a deviled egg person.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
They're different. I mean, you just we try to hit different textures, balance, and flavor. I mean, it's simple food, but that's the thing that attracts me most to this style of food is that, you know, when you think about Southern soul food, a lot of the biggest flavors that we've grown to love have come out of homes that had minimal, like impoverished people, and what they could create with minimal ingredients, I think is fascinating.
Great, yeah, and I gotta say, the design of this place is really cool. It's unique.
Yeah.
Certainly, I don't think I've seen anywhere else in South Florida that looks like this.
Yeah, you definitely haven't seen anything like it in this area yet. Architecturally, it's fascinatingly beautiful. There's a massive tree that we built the deck around. There's a bar outside. It's a beautiful place to be out, eating dinner, having a cocktail with friends after work. It might be a little bit off the beaten path for some people, but we like to believe that we're 100%. You won't regret coming here. Even if it's a little bit out of your way, I think you'll have a great experience. We'll do the best we can to accommodate you. Maybe you discover something you never had before that you find out that you love, and you'll be coming back.
I agree, and I think the food's worth a little bit of sweat, so it's no problem at all. Well, Kelly, thank you so much. If people want to learn more or get a reservation, how can they?
Check us out online, our website, Instagram, Facebook. Feel free to call to place a reservation. We're open just evenings now, closed on Mondays. Looking forward to the beginning of October. We're going to be opening for brunch, which is very exciting.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much. I'm excited to eat the rest of this. See you later.
Thank you.
Thank you. This is Dr. Levy of UHealth Jackson Neurosurgery. Doctor, thank you again for being with us.
My pleasure.
So we've talked about the speed of recovery, what you do here, but when it comes to setting yourself apart from others, what makes it different coming here?
First of all, we're one of the largest spine surgery groups in the country. We have 7 full-time spine surgeons, and each one of them are fellowship trained. So not only have they done 7 years of neurosurgery, they've done in a year of additional training on the latest spine techniques.
And you're leaders in so many areas of the medical field, but especially here. And part of that is because the amount of people you're able to treat and help. Isn't that right?
That's correct. So, you know, typically we will do in the neurosurgery department well over 10,000 patients per year. So, yeah, we're known as a center of excellence in this area. We love to take care of patients with surgical spine problems. We can't take care of everybody with a spine problem, but certainly people who need surgery, we love to take care of them, and I think we're efficient.
Is this the place that you want to be if you need something like that?
I would say yes, and again,
Why?
each one of the providers are terrific, and we have the latest technologies available, number one, and number two, because we are a teaching center, we do a lot of research on patient outcomes and sort of try to teach the next advances in spine surgery to the next generation of neurosurgeons and our colleagues in neurosurgery.
Yeah. And if people would like to learn more, or they're considering because they're like, my back's been bothering me, maybe I need to finally adjust this, how can they learn more?
They can reach us through our website, which is uhealthjacksonspine.com, or reach us by phone on the number attached.
Yes, well, thank you so much for your time. We really appreciate what you're doing.
Thank you.
Can you wear your jewels to the gym? Does sweat affect my valuables? How do I properly polish pearls? All questions that will be answered by Ed Dykes of Weston Jewelers after the break on SoFlo Health.
Welcome back to SoFlo Health. I'm Hunter Frankie. This is Ed Dykes, CEO of Weston Jewelers, where we are. And earlier we talked about caring for your watches. Newsflash, don't wear them to the gym. It's okay to sweat on them because it's hot out here in South Florida, but please don't bang up your fine jewelry. But if you happen to mess it up or just need some service, we're here to learn how you can take good care of your fine jewelry. So Ed, what's next?
Perfect. So here is a tennis bracelet. This is what we call it in the industry a straight line bracelet, but a lot of people call it a tennis bracelet. That's because Chris Everett wore it when she played tennis. And one day she was actually playing in a major tournament and she lost her tennis bracelet, her straight line bracelet, and it took about half an hour they stopped play for about half an hour to find this bracelet. They finally found it. She put it aside, of course, and from that point on, it became the tennis bracelet.
Well, good to know. And it's also a sign, like we said, don't work out or play sports in your tennis bracelet.
Exactly right. Exactly. I recommend to take it to the jeweler like once a year, just have it checked. Have all the prongs checked on the bracelet itself. A lot of times what they'll need is what's called a rhodium. So that's a process that is done. It's actually an electroplating process. And we take 18 karat white gold or platinum, and it's actually electroplated onto the actual item. After we polish it, we clean it thoroughly.
Now, what if we're sweating out here in South Florida and we feel the need to clean it?
So you could bring it into your local jeweler. You could bring it into us, and we can just put in our ultrasonic and then give it a steam. We have a steam machine that actually steams the piece, and it'll look brand new again.
And what about pearls? You mentioned pearls.
Yes. So pearls are completely different because it's an organic substance. And pearls, what needs to be done with pearls is you need to just clean it with soap and water. That's it. People want to use lotions on it and this and that, and that's a no-no, especially on pearls. Also, when you are putting a necklace, when you're wearing a pearl necklace, what I recommend is to always put your perfume on first, and then go ahead and put the necklace on, so you don't spray all that perfume all over your necklace, because that'll also harm the pearls.
And what will happen? Will they start to erode?
Yeah, they will, and they'll turn color on you.
Wow.
Yeah. These are natural yellows and whites, but it'll fade to this color. Yeah.
Wow, I did not know that at all. I mean, I knew it was a natural substance, but I just figured it was like some impervious rock, but it's not.
Right, exactly.
The last question I have for you, Ed, is what do we do about rings? I feel like they get banged up the most because we use our hands a lot.
Yeah, so when wearing rings, of course, you have to keep in mind that a lot of times you have stones on them, and you want to make sure that you bring it into us, and we'll check the prongs on it to make sure they're sturdy, that there's no wear on them, and if they need to be repronged, we call that. We can do that in-house as well.
I think it's important if you think about your lifestyle ahead of time before you put on your jewelry and your watches. You might love to wear them, but if you know that you're going to have a day where you're either going to be having your hands on things that might damage them, or you're going to the gym later, you don't want to have to think about it, it's good to consider that ahead of time to help avoid some of these problems.
Exactly.
Well, Ed, thank you so much.
You're so welcome.
If
My
people want to
pleasure.
learn more about Weston Jewelers,
Yes.
how can they?
So we're located in the Weston Town Center in Weston, and we also have another store at the Hard Rock. We're located in the Hard Rock, right near where the Guitar Hotel is. Our website is westonjewelers.com, and you can go on our site, and we do purchasing, and also you can inquire about anything that you like on our website as well.
Or you can come here and ask Ed.
And you can come here and ask us. Yes. But we have a whole family that's involved in the business, so they're all passionate about the business as well, so that's easy.
Excellent. Well, Ed, thank you so very much. I really appreciate it.
My pleasure.
In order to live your best life, you need to be able to get from point A to point B. And that can be more difficult for those in wheelchairs, but fortunately, they're making it easier here at DMR, finding the perfect mobility solution for you. Let's go inside. We're back at DMR with Angel. Angel, thanks for being with us.
Thank you for being here.
What is DMR all about?
We are a custom wheelchair provider. We've been in business for 40 years now. We're family owned and operated. We provide permanently disabled people with an appropriate wheelchair to meet their medical needs. which is very important, rather than getting the wrong wheelchair.
Of course, it's extremely important, especially if you're going to be in it for a long time. And that's why we have some of these behind us here. Tell me about some of these.
Correct. These are all what we call Group 3 custom wheelchairs. They have 3 basic seat functions that anybody who's going to be permanently in a wheelchair would benefit or need.
Can you show us how it works?
Certainly. So this is a wheelchair with actually 4 seat functions. And let me come around the other side.
Sure.
And this wheelchair has the power seat. The power seat is when the chair goes vertically up and down, such as this one. It's very quiet, you can't even hear it. The other seat function this has is, like I said, the recline. So the seat to back angle will stay the same, but the actual seat will tilt back. That will take pressure off their bottom, the ischial tuberosities, and prevent pressure ulcers, which is very dangerous and a leading cause of death among spinal cord injured patients. And then the last one is the recline and leg rest, and you can do them at the same time. That is a tilt and elevating leg feature together, and that will put somebody in a laying down position. That is ideal for rest period or patient care. If somebody needs the cath, change a diaper, whatever the case may be. And it also gives somebody the opportunity to truly rest if they're in the chair, sometimes 18 hours a day before. A lot of people get put in the chairs in the morning by an attendant, and they don't get out of the chairs till the evening when their attendant comes back to their home. So this is very useful for these people. So this is the ideal chair for somebody who's in a chair all day long with a diagnosis that's progressive, perhaps ALS, multiple sclerosis, if they've had a stroke. This is the kind of chair somebody should be in, not your basic wheelchair. It won't adequately meet their needs, and it'll make their condition worse.
And this is why the communication between you, the doctor, and the patient is so important.
Correct. So we provide a concierge service. The healthcare maze is a little confusing for most people. They call us, we take care of everything for them.
Excellent. If people need your services or want to find out more, how can they?
You can give us a call at 305-666-9911, or you can go on the web at www.dmrcorp.com, and we would be happy to help you.
Angel, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for coming.
You got it. Welcome back to SoFlo Health. I'm Hunter Frankie, and I'm here in an empty yoga studio that won't be empty for long because there's a class about to begin. But to see it, you'll have to join us next week on SoFlo Health, because that's all we have for this week's episode. But I really do like the aesthetic in here. Do you know who else might? SoFlo Home Project host and design expert Elena Capra. Hey Elena, what's happening later today on SoFlo Home Project?
Hi Hunter, so today we are taking a look at the artistry that is mid-century modern design. Later today on SoFlo Home Project, we share ways on how to incorporate these beautiful and timeless pieces into your home decor.
Thanks, Elena. We hope you enjoyed this episode of SoFlo Health, learning about taking care of your jewelry with Weston Jewelers and the delicious food over at South. If you want to watch previous episodes of SoFlo Health, you can at SoFloShows.com. You can follow us using @SoFloHealth to share with us what you're doing to stay healthy. Until next week, it's goodbye, good health, and I've got a yoga class to get ready for.
Next week on SoFlo Health, I'll learn how to steal a base with the Miami Marlins, enjoy a VR experience here for a limited time, taste the flavors of the Basque Country, and vinyasa my way through a yoga class. All of that and more is next week on SoFlo Health. We'll see you then.